Yeah, well-travelled president, back with us again today, of course. Out of voice a little bit last week after doing everything he did, but we had a player today that played his 100th game, and Bronte will make the presentation soon. Bronte Howson, our president.
I've actually brought the crownie up just for medicinal purposes. It's been a big day at the footy club today, and I suppose the first congratulations to the Resies, for getting East Perth back into the finals, and that's a fantastic effort. So to Beans, well done, mate. It's been a long year, and what we have to do now, obviously, is get the league boys up there, and West Perth, well, Claremont actually did the right thing by us, and there is a little bit, you probably have to talk about this, we won't talk about it in public, but there was a little bit of a side bet put on earlier this week by our CEO to the boys at Claremont if they could knock them over, so maybe they're drinking free beer tonight, I'm not sure, but back to the old days of let's just really get down and grubby, we're going to get into the finals, we're going to get in there, but as I said, it's been a huge start to football club today. And it started with the quarter century members, and that's fantastic. There's 162 quarter century members, and that's up from 156. And maybe those numbers don't mean a lot, but in a football club, when you've got people that have been members for over 25 years, it was sensational. And the past players and Trevor Gibson and all the boys, thanks very much. It was a great little show in there. And then we're skipping between there with Marvels and myself with a crown in our hands, of course, because they're the major sponsors. And we had the 69 reunion from when East Perth and Subiaco played in India. And a lot of people have forgotten about that. But we certainly, with the help of a lot of major sponsors at the time, Air India, and there's probably some people, Lil might be with me, at one of the men's clothing stores at that stage was Walsh's. You may not know Walsh, but he's on the corner, and I can say this, on the corner of Hay Street and William Street, I think it was. And Walsh's was one of the main ones. There was no Tony Barlow's in those days, boys, so, and Boss wasn't even invented, so don't worry about the young guys. And then we also had the 59 reunion from the 59 Premiership, and that was just sensational from a football club. And it's a pity our guys are going to be so involved in the game that you weren't really exposed to some of the greats of this football club. They were very, very great. Jack Sheedy was there, captain coach for 59. And Jack was talking to me before we sort of had a couple of beers, and Jack was there, his hobby wife Faye, and he said, "Bronte, I think I'm getting shorter." I said, "But Jack, you're just as lethal." And he was absolutely a dynamo. Any of the people could ever remember Jack Sheedy playing football, but Jack, there was books written on him, and when he hit a player, he said, I knew when I hit a player, I knew when I heard him because I heard the bones crunch, and that was Jack. And Jack was famous for the flick pass, and I'm going way back. I read about these things, I wasn't obviously there at the time. But the 59 reunion was fantastic, and we had great people, John K. Watts, and some very, very important people at this football club. So it was great to have them. And we also had the Life Members Day, which is very important to our club as well, remembering the Life Members. Bandy's still sitting there with...
standing.
Yeah, standing. That's not bad for you. Obviously, you just stood up. You just stood up there. But it was great, to have the greats of the past back at this football club, and so it's been a big day. It's also been a big day for one of our players in Brendan Hancock, and I think 100 games played is a sensational effort, and I think this young man will go on to being a life member at this football club with 150 games under his belt. And he came to us in 2003. Brendan's here. Brendan, I know you're here somewhere. You better come forward and I'll Brendan originally came to us, I think it was mainly through his brother, and I think a few of you may have remembered Damien. Damien played 56 games at this football club, and Brendan came over, a young guy, and I thought he played in a couple of our games after 2003 when we'd won the premierships, and he was just sensational. He just showed all the characteristics of a young man that could go on and play a lot of football at this football club. He debuted in round 15 against Perth, and since then really he's been an integral part of this football club. This year, probably ups and downs, but I've got to say when Brendan is firing in this football club's winning games. And the first one I've got to say was the first round this year against Subiaco. We looked lost, and he stood up and had a sensational game, and we won that game and went on from there. But he's gone on through his career, coming from Litchfield, and I do also recognise George and Val coming over to be at the 100 games. This footy club's batting about 50% at the moment. I think Merrill got through and Hummy got through, but a couple of other boys did in their 100th with Swanee and Hangers. But there's bigger things today. There's bigger things this year for this football club. But I can say one thing for sure: if we're going to go forward, this guy's going to be a pivotal part of that. He gets his head switched on, we start winning games. He's a tremendous young guy. I've had a little bit to do with him over the years he's been here. And I can certainly thank you very much, mate, for making East Perth your home. And with 100 games, very, very well done. Will Redden's got to get up again. Now this is getting tough, I know. I'm not going to get Macca to do it. He nearly tipped you off the stage. We thought you were going to do... There's one thing about doing the quick step on the dance floor, Lil, and there's one getting chucked off the stage, so thanks, mate. Lil is very famous at this football club, and this year we've been working overtime by baking cakes for the boys when they get to 100th, and this cake is no exception. And she's got a bottle of booze on there, hangs. How did that get in? She must know more than we do. All the other boys have had sort of fruit and everything else. But, well, I think it's better for you with that. We've never dropped one of these over the last 10 years. We've never dropped one, so thanks, Lil has never served this football club. Angus, I'm going to get just a few words because it's been a special day today.
Good luck next time. We'll beat them.
Macca, this is how you help someone off the stage, right? Okay, thanks, mate. Here we go. I've done well. Forgot to give him the footy. The footy's here, the cake's there. Lil, we've done well. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Lil, for the lovely cake. You obviously know a lot of beer at times, so it's nice little gesture. It's been a long season, and the past 7 years have been had the ups and downs and what have you, but I've got there in the end, and I thank the coaching staff and Bronte and all the support staff of the club for giving me that opportunity. To Bob and the past players, thanks to the feeds, they've improved over the years, which is good. And to Mum and Dad, you don't get over much, but second time in 7 years, you've done well. And, I appreciate that. To Brooke, thank you for all your support. She packs my bag, cooks my meals, does my washing. You've been a great support over the years, and especially to all the boys who have put up with me missing a little bit of training here and there and what have you over the past little bit. I appreciate your support, and especially Tony, thanks for all your support over the last few weeks, mate. It's been appreciated, and thanks everyone. Thanks.